Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. Today I'm going to talk about the central heating system inside my, semi-off-grid property. Haven't got any sort of gas line here or anything. Needed to find an improvisation. So I've gone with a pellet boiler. What's a pellet boiler? Basically it's a biofuel which is off wood pellets. I'll go show you the fuel now in my Connor bar. Let's go. Let's go. Right then guys, so here we are. So these are the pellets, this is the fuel, and it comes in 15 kilo bags. So one of these bags, before my insulation on the house, would last maybe about 14 hours in total. One bag, I think it was at the height of the price hike when, the war just started, escalated. The prices for pellets had gone up pretty much 300%. So I think previous years they were like €3, something like that for a bag. Now I bought them at like €10 in total. So €10 for one bag, which is really expensive. But now the price has come back down again, so it's more affordable. So yeah, I'll take this into the house, get it filled into the boiler. One of these lasts me now around 17 hours in total. So if I had the boiler on all day, that's how long it would last basically. So let's go back to the house. Right guys, so this is the hatch. And then you've got the pellets in here. So yeah, we'll just cut this open and fill it up. I've got my trusty knife in the back, so we'll get that filled up. And the capacity in this one's probably about 20 kilos. I think there's half. This had already some pellets in it, so that's why it's pretty full. Okay, so yeah, once we've done that, every day you have to service the boiler, which, I mean, it's not the most ideal scenario, but it's not too hard. So I'm going to run you through that now, how I service the boiler every day, just so that it keeps clean in order to burn correctly. All you need is a trusty old Hoover to get this clean. So I'm just going to run you through it quickly. This won't take too long. Just open the main door, and as you can see, this is where all the pellet dust is. You can see it's quite a lot, and it builds up if you don't clean it. You can probably get away with using it 2 days in a row without it just coming up with an error code saying that it needs cleaning. So we'll just turn the Hoover on and we'll get everything hoovered out. Right guys, there's a couple bits that come out of here. This part here, this is where the air gets circulated around the combustion chamber. It goes onto this glass here. And then you've got the pellet basket here. So as you can see here, this is where the pellets drop into. You've got this part here, over here, where warm air comes and heats up the pellets to a high temperature, and that's how they combust. So we just clean out this basket here, clean out in there as well, and that's what I'll do now. Right then, below is a compartment here also. This is where you don't necessarily have to clean it every time, but this is where a lot of the dust sort of accumulates over time. So you just open it up like this, and as you can see, you've got bits of pellet dust here and quite a lot down here as well. So I'll just clean that out as well. It also comes with this handle here, and you can put that in there like so. That brings any more kind of pellet dust to the bottom. So let's close that up now. Okay, so the final stage now is to clean the screen. I just usually do this with a wet tissue. and just wipe it clean, and it seems to clean very well. Obviously you kind of want to do this pretty much every day or two, just because if you leave it for a prolonged period of time, it's going to be harder to clean off. Right then, so yeah, just wet tissue on the glass like that. And as you can see, cleans off like a dream. There we go. So like that. Then I will just grab a dry tissue as well to dry that off. Right, as you can see, looks brand new. So, how do I turn it on? Right, to turn it on, I just turn this on button on here and it will go through a cycle. So as you can see, it will now go through a cycle to turn on. Right guys, so as you can see, my pellet boiler isn't just a standard pellet boiler in the room, it's actually attached to a central heating system. So what happens is that it heats up the pellets, and then inside is a heat exchanger which pumps water all over the system. So if you looked on my previous YouTube videos where I was installing the central heating system in this house, you'll see that I did all the pipe work. So in each room we've got a radiator like this and the pipe work here. So it feeds all the radiators in the house. Unlike normal houses where you've got a main thermostatic control in one room which turns the boiler off, I decided against that because the pellet boiler to turn off and on again isn't very efficient. It's best to run continuously. It does modulate, so it does get like, sends out less pellets, sends out more when it needs to heat up faster, X, Y and Z, but to completely turn off and to completely turn back on again, I think it's a bit inefficient. So I've decided to do it a different way. So instead of that, I put these thermostatic controls on here. They are digital ones, so what you can do is set the perfect temperature in each room. Now what these do, they don't modulate the temperature of the radiator itself. What they do is sense the temperature in the room. So if I set this to 20 degrees for instance, once the room hits 20 degrees, that valve will shut off and the radiator will no longer get hot. If it drops below 20 degrees, the valve will open itself back up again and the hot water will go through the radiator. This means that I can keep every room at 20 degrees. Okay, as you can see now, this is the pellet boiler in full function. This is when the flame is at the highest. It's quite nice to watch as well in the evenings, just to have an open flame here. So I really do like this pellet boiler system. What I will mention as well is that I have had a solid fuel wood fire before, where you continuously have to keep feeding wood into the fire. I think they're great to look at and stuff like that, but they're a massive waste of time in the fact that you have to keep feeding wood in, you have to keep checking them. So when I did have one, I was checking them every sort of 15-30 minutes or something to check if I needed to put more wood in. And what does that do? It kills productivity because it takes you a long time to get back into whatever you were doing. So I find the pellet boiler is great because I can literally turn it on, you know, fill it up 15 kg of pellets and not have to worry for the whole day. It will just heat up on a really cold day. Obviously, when it's warmer, I tend not to use it so much or at all. So that's it guys. Thank you for watching my pellet boiler video and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.